You're watching Pyro Media Network. Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We hope your experience with us is fruitful. While we are loading your experience, please do us a quick favor and hit that like button from whichever platform you're watching or listening on. And we do hope you consider hitting that subscribe or follow button so you can check out more of our amazing content. All right, let's start the show.
So Diddy's homes were raided by the FBI today. Clap if you're surprised. Norman, are you surprised?
Baby, if there ever was a time we needed the good and right Wendy Williams, right now is the time. Damn you, dementia. Damn dementia. Baby. Lord. First of all, let me get the pleasantries out of the way. Hey, y'all, good afternoon. Praise the Lord, saints. How y'all doing? Shout out to Pyro Media Network. Shout out to Bullet in Flight Radio. Shout out to all y'all listening live. Thank y'all for making it. Shout out to everybody who's going to be listening on the replay. Listen, go ahead and click like, click share, get in these comment streets because the church announcements this week are juicy. Clap if you're not surprised that the church announcements are juicy this week. I mean, let's just get right into it. Diddy. Church announcements, baby. Just going to go right into it. A daily word. Church announcements. What went viral? Because it's a mess right now on the streets. Ooh. How y'all doing out there? How y'all doing for real? Because we're going to talk about that too. Diddy. Now, I told y'all a long time ago, Diddy is done. Well, thank you for that picture. Y'all found a good picture of him. Ain't that a shame? We got so much to unpack with this one because there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about. Now, first of all, his homes were raided, okay? Homes were raided, Miami, LA. According, it was connected to a sex trafficking situation. But this has been going on since Cassie filed her civil lawsuit, okay? Now, a couple of things going on. Well, here's the thing. We're going to get to that because now there's another lawsuit with the guy Little Rodney Jones, okay? Now, Rodney is alleging a lot, okay? That's where the homes were raided there. And also they had a son in cuffs. Let's go to the picture with Justin. Now, see, they weren't arrested, okay? And some people would say that the SWAT team was a little bit too much, but I disagree, okay? I think they were in handcuffs to make sure that they didn't flush nothing down the toilet or try to throw nothing out the trash, okay? But let's be clear here. Okay, Rodney Jones is alleging that Justin and his daddy were involved in a shooting at a recording studio, okay, over a theft of some sort, okay, along with the allegations of sexual harassment, which this is not the first time we have been hearing about these sexual harassment cases. Can somebody give Wendy Williams, can we just like tap her on the shoulder? Is there some way that she can know that she's being redeemed, that she was right? I don't know if she's going to realize it or not. No shade. It's a mess. But anyways, they raiding the homes. Also, they are alleging that Diddy was selling his shares of Revolt. Oh, we're going to get to her in a second, too. Now, this selling of the Revolt has been going on for a while. But here's the thing. I think Diddy knows that he has been on his way out for a long time. The block is high. Okay, the block is real high. Now, let's get into Young Miami. Hush up. See, I agree with you. That's my dog saying Diddy's done, too. He feels the same way. Now, Young Miami, the lawsuit has been amended. The Young Miami was over there getting him pink cocaine. You know, here's the thing. Clap if you're surprised by all of these allegations. I feel a Wendy Williams spirit over me without being shady. Tap in the comments if you are surprised by any of these allegations. People leaving the party early, people being asked to do things, people being asked to spend the night, a lot of homosexual affairs. Now, here's what I want to talk about with y'all, okay? Because first of all, y'all are going to get into this, oh, they just doing this to bring the black man down. I see your comments. I hear you. See y'all talking about out there. Y'all really getting Kevin Samuels. Oh, listen, Carisha, girl, play silly games, win silly prizes. And see, now it makes sense why she was #1 in all of them shows. Y'all know damn well she wasn't a good talk show host. This tea is really good today. I bought some sour sop, and then I put some throat coat, so really good, great antioxidants, really delicious tea with a little peppermint in it. So let's get into that part. Bringing back, oh Lord, I can't even talk. Bringing down the black man. Because a lot of people are out there like, oh, it's a bigger picture, it's a conspiracy. It could be. It could be something bigger. But with that being said, you know, I had one brother come up to me and said it's all bringing down the black man. They did it to Cosby, they did it to R. Kelly, and now they're doing it to Diddy. Lord, I want to say this right because this is going to go into the internet Webstery, okay? We got to stop right now with this bringing down the black men. Now, is it true that black men are disproportionately sentenced and jailed on crimes that their counterparts are sentenced to less time. Absolutely. But that does not negate the fact that crimes have been done. So y'all don't want to hear it. If you broke the speed limit, you still get a ticket. Now, whether the ticket is $10 or $100, that's where you need to vote for your district attorney. That's where you need to get a good lawyer. But here's the thing with Diddy. It is obvious that a lot of people are in denial that this man has done some terrible things to people. See, this ain't about bringing a black man down in as much as it is bringing a monster down who has taken his power and yielded it over people in exchange for work, in exchange for sexual favors, physical favors, allegedly all of this, including crimes. Okay, let me move on to another one that I want to talk about, the gay agenda, because it's a lot of people out there that going to say, see, it's the gay agenda, trying to make the black man a homosexual. Let me say this, okay? And then there's another one. Oh, he's next. Y'all said Jay-Z was next. That's the one that's next. Here's the thing, y'all. A lot of our black men are not straight. They ain't gay, but they're not straight. And I'm not here to break hearts. I'm not here to scare some people. But what I am here to talk about is that some of this behavior is not only brought on. See, because some of y'all going to try to bring the Sodom and Gomorrah situation. I know my people. Okay, some of y'all going to try to bring the Bible, the last times and stuff like that. No, this man clearly has a problem. And this man clearly has repressed sexual issues, allegedly, along with drug habits, which I'd like to know what he confided in TD Jakes about, because he sure did thank him, okay? My other concern with Diddy, let me see. I'm sick of it too. I'm sick of it too. Baby, listen. And then the girls and the children. This man is a father. I don't give a damn if he flees to the moon. He's still got to look at himself in the mirror. Okay? And Young Miami, you know what? Here's what I got to say about Young Miami, outside of her being stupid. Well, you know what? She got the bag. Got a little money, got a little fame, but a little bit of talent. She's done too. Because I didn't want to be the one to tell anybody, but her rap career was barely holding on. Okay, that thing was not super glued down. It ain't happening. He got a brand new baby. But you know what? So you do right by me. That's what Kim Porter is probably saying, looking down from somewhere. Okay, Lord, let me move forward. Let me know what y'all think. Are y'all sick of this? Do y'all think this is a conspiracy? Do you think there's something bigger? They still in denial about R. Kelly. You know what? Here's the thing. I love us, and I am a black man. Regardless of my sexuality, I am a black man, you know? And I think in our world, I get it. In a world where black men are already crucified, where black men are already judged, where black men are trying to make it, trying to be somebody, you know, it is sad to see someone of Diddy's stature see it knocked down. But here's the thing, you know, we have also created an environment that has allowed this behavior to go on for far too long. Okay, let me move forward. You're right. Baltimore collapsed. Ciao. Francis Key Scott Bridge collapsed. Now, when I saw this, Kwame, the first thought that came to my mind was, what the hell? Now that's what the bridge looked like before. Now that bridge cost $110 million to build. It was named after Francis Key Scott. Now I think some things about this because it was named after Francis Key Scott because apparently that was where the inspiration took place after a war in the 1800s from the British against the Americans because somebody was held captive somewhere. Okay, and Francis saw the bombs bursting in the air and got inspired to write a song that later became the national anthem. Okay. Now, apparently, this cargo ship lost power and took down this whole entire bridge. Shout out to Baltimore. Shout out to Cocktails with Catrice and all my people out there in Baltimore. You know, this is a sad day. You know, I don't know if the 6 lives have either been found or exhumed or what's going on. But listen, man, a slave owner also. Francis Key Scott was a slave owner, and this bridge went down. Somebody gonna catch that in the spirit in a few seconds. This is sad because this is one of their ports that is going to be indefinitely down for a while, which means one, traffic is going to go different ways, which is going to create more traffic, and also it's going to be a loss of money, a loss of jobs. You know, a loss of money in that particular industry. And all I keep wondering is, how the heck did y'all run into the bridge? The bridge is so old that they had not fixed nothing about it. And for a person that leaves here, that bridge, okay, gotcha. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how they ran into the bridge and how it lost power like that. Anyways, the 6 lives were from places in South America. And hopefully, this is a sad situation because that water is 47 degrees. All that bridge and cargo falling on them. Prayers to Baltimore for this. Let me get through some more of these, child. Okay. It's just really sad. And honestly, I don't know all of the details of everything. It's very interesting that that bridge was named after Francis Key Scott. But I hope those families sue the company and get double their money. Because this sounds like an accident that shouldn't have happened. Bring up that lady, Michelle Mack, the real mastermind. Now, listen. Before we play that video, bring up the picture of her. What? First of all, how old y'all think she is, and why you think she on there? That's 53-year-old Michelle Mack. Now you remember back all that looting and stuff, and all them people busting into Rodeo Drive, and all them people places. He said they found two inside of a truck and another vehicle. Oh man, Lord Jesus. Anyways, remember all that looting that was going on? Folks was just running into the store and just grabbing bags and stuff, running out. Okay, Kwame, go ahead and play the clip.
I remember all these smash and grabs that were happening around California, Atlanta, and shit, and people were like, "Oh, fucking, the laws are too loose." Well, it turns out that it was all funded by Michelle Mack and her husband for over a decade. Police raided her San Diego apartment. They found like $300,000 worth of fucking retail items ready for resale. Over 140 fucking charges brought up on these people. It's fucking insane. But it just goes to show you that where there's massive amounts of crime, there's usually a massive amount of money funding these things.
Raided Michelle Mack's San Diego County home back in December and uncovered what they described as a mini store. Investigators say the 53-year-old had $300,000 worth of makeup, sunglasses, and designer bags in her garage. They also found hundreds of postmarked envelopes stuffed with stolen products to resell. California Attorney General Rob Bonta filed 140 felony charges against Mack, her husband, and other alleged crime ring members. All have pleaded not guilty.
All this time we was watching them going like, what is wrong with black people? Why are they, oh my God, that's so crazy. Maybe they were getting paid by a lady in San Diego in a $2.5 million house, taking it and selling it on Amazon. Baby, you know they're going to make a Netflix special out of this or some kind of Tubi fucking shit or something. All this time. See, and you know what? Let's park right here on this real quick. Because a lot of times, see, where there's smoke, there's fire. And a lot of times, don't judge a book by its cover. Because where there's an issue, there's a Karen. Don't she look like Serial Mom? Some of y'all probably not old enough to remember. There was a movie called Serial Mom in the early 90s. Real crazy mom. How much she paid them. That's what I want to know. How much did she pay them? Anyways, child, let's move on to another person who should go to jail for stealing my time and energy on the Bravo Network. Robin Dixon has announced that she will not be returning to the Real Housewives of Potomac. Am I the only one who didn't realize she was still on the show? I thought she left like 2 seasons ago. Clap if you knew she was still on the show. No? Well, let's show some of her great gowns. Let's get I sent another, look at that amazing gown. Yes, Robin, sell it, girl. That would go great with her hat. Let's see her pageant outfit on the Watch What Happens Lives. You know what I want to sing? Do y'all remember? The right stuff. Got to know it, baby. The right stuff. Ooh, baby. If any of you know Vanessa Williams circa 1989, she had an album that came out. It was around the time of Save the Best for Last. No, that came out later. But she had this song called The Right Stuff, child. Anyways, Robin, I don't know if anybody will really miss you. And it sounds like this is I'm going to go ahead and quit before I get fired. It's that crimp hairstyle, like that big. You remember what's that big crimp? Anyways, bye, Robin. On to more important news. I want to give myself credit. Listen, I'm celebrating 1 year alcohol free, and I thought I'd put myself in the church announcements. Listen. I decided March 25th of last year to see if I could do 30 days without alcohol, and go figure. I was able to do a year. So I want to celebrate me. I want to pat myself on the back. I want to thank all of you out there, honestly. I want to thank y'all so much because y'all have supported me, loved on me, encouraged me. A whole lot of different things. Like, y'all just really rock with me. So I know, get you a good Dr. Ho, get you a good Bordeaux. You need a good Bordeaux. So it's been a year. Thank you all so much. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know if I'll ever drink again. I don't know what, but I do know, what I do know is that my relationship with alcohol is forever changed, and my relationship with myself is forever changed. I feel so blessed. I feel so blessed to know that I can go through the challenges of life without needing to have a drink, or without that being my first go-to. So thank y'all so much for rocking with me in this transparency. The reality is that I know that there are so many people So many people who are suffering in silence, right? That is the reality. That is what I know for sure. You don't have to be a sloppy drunk. You don't have to be someone who's, you know, off the chains with it to know that maybe a change needs to take place in your life. So this is not a PSA, but it's just to say that, listen, if I can do it, thank you so much, y'all. You can do it. So I have been doing shouting videos because I come from the Church of God in Christ, you know, in particular. So as we go to commercial, let's play that shouting break, and I'll see y'all on the other side when we come back. All right? 'Cause after this, we're going to be all right. That's how we praise it down south. After this, we're going to be all right. Woo! We decree. Live long.
That you can now catch the electrifying sounds of Bullet and Flight Radio anywhere you go? Yes, you heard it right. Tune in to the high-flying beats and soaring melodies by downloading the TuneIn app on your mobile device. Just search for Bullet and Flight Radio and hit play. It's that easy. And if you have a smart device like Alexa or Google, just say, "Hey Google," or "Alexa, play Bullet and Flight Radio on TuneIn." Experience the rush of adrenaline wherever you are. Listen to Bullet and Flight Radio on TuneIn using your Alexa or Google devices. Soaring through the skies has never sounded this good. Don't miss out on the ultimate musical journey. Tune in now to Bullet and Flight Radio on TuneIn and let the music take you on an unforgettable ride. Get ready to elevate your listening experience. Brought to you by Bullet and Flight Radio.
But you talked to myself about a little bit more serious topic.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, we talk about mental health a couple times on the show and talking about, you know, dealing with depression when it look to the outside world, it looks like, yo, you on top of the world, baby.
Yeah.
You method man. You in movies, you rich, you got a this and a that, but you still dealing with, you know what I mean, fighting depression and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's because of where I grew up at, PTSD. A lot of us have it, but we didn't know what to call it.
You know what I mean?
I'm saying? A lot of us had it. But
So what is it like to navigate something like that when the picture of Method Man is what it is, right? Like,
it's hard. I find solace in just being myself and not trying to live up to anybody's expectations, you know. But it does bother me at times. I have episodes. It's like I've been dealing with it for so long. I know what it feels like when it's coming. So there's really no solution you can have. You just have to kind of like deal with it and ride this shit out. I say look for love, not from other people, but within yourself. And that kind of helps. But it's all about taking care of your temple. And if you're taking care of your temple, not only are you doing something, you know, for yourself, but you're also taking the time out to consider your health, taking the time out to consider being there for your people, as long as you can possibly be, that kind of thing, you know? So that's what it was for me. And as far as the mental part of it, to cope, you do the physical. To cope with the mental part, you do the physical. It doesn't always work, but hey, I like, if someone's out there right now listening and you're going through depression and all that shit, all I could tell you is, I hope your today is better than your yesterday and your tomorrow even better.
All right. That was Method Man talking about his journey and his experience with depression. Um, Listen, it's no secret if you follow me, I've shared my transparency of my ups and downs and life's journey. And today in particular, this is a show that, along with Pyro Media Network, I am the main producer for the show. So the topics and the subjects and the flow of the show is pretty much me. And today, and the past couple of weeks, I will be honest, it has been a season of depression. And today, when I was thinking about, and usually I get my, here at the Power Media Network, we got a schedule. Look at your neighbor and say there's a schedule, there's a protocol to follow. And so we have to get our topics in and things in at certain times and whatnot. So past couple of weeks, a brother's been lagging, okay? But we've been getting it. We still getting it. And today I just closed my eyes and I said, God, what do you want me to talk about? And it came to me, and God was like, you're going to talk about depression. And you're not even going to give it a cute title. You're not going to give it a cute little, acronym or something cute. No, we just going to talk about it head on. Because I want to share with you as a human being how I deal with depression, and what it looks like. Because my feeling and my gut and my shata says that I'm not the only one going through it or experiencing it or will experience it. So what I want to share with you all is my experience, what I go through, and how I deal with it when it comes to depression. Okay. I feel like depression is a conversation and a subject that is not necessarily taboo, but it's something that we don't always want to talk about, right? It's an uncomfortable subject to talk about because I feel in life, especially in the Black community, in minority communities, we are taught to be strong. We are taught to smile. We are taught to power through it. We are taught to be resilient and to let our strength stand up, before us. And listen, the reality is that depression shows up differently for a lot of people, and depression does not always look like a cloud. Depression does not always look like someone crying or being distant. As a matter of fact, some of our happiest people, some of the most fun people, some of the people who we look at like Method Man and think, wow, you've got it all together, are the ones that are going through depression and really suffering silently, if you will, or you won't be able to tell because they're able to wear the mask or they know how to maneuver through their depression so that they can still make it in life, because the reality is, for a lot of us, there are times when depression can be debilitating. I don't know about you, but there have been times in my life where depression has gotten the best of me. Okay. Thank you so much for putting the trigger warning up there. I talk about this experience in hopes to help someone out there. Okay. Well, what Michaela said, what y'all talking about? Kwame, when Jason Momoa comes to town, you get to tell me, but as me, I missed the whole entire conversation. Listen, let me get back to my little piece of subject here. Depression shows up differently in men and in women. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know depression shows up differently in men and women? And I'm not just talking about the gender. I'm talking about in energy also, in feminine energy, in masculine energy. Okay, we're gonna stay focused because I know y'all being messy. But depression shows up differently in masculine and feminine energies. And what do I mean by that? Anger is a sign of depression. Okay. Overcompensating, people pleasing is a sign of depression. You know, a lot of times we go out of our way, and that is a sign of depression. A lot of times we're so independent that we don't want any help, and it's a mechanism because we don't want to be let down. But that is a form and a sign of depression, and it's easy to mask depression. Like I said before, we are taught to stay strong. We are taught to laugh through some of the most difficult situations. And sometimes the question is, have you truly given yourself a chance to grieve? Have you truly given yourself a chance to experience the pain of disappointment? Oh, not the camera doing a close up. Have you given yourself a chance to grieve? And what do I mean? For me, the reality is this experience of being 1 year alcohol free is amazing. And I'm so grateful to make it to this point. But also, this journey of being alcohol free has brought on sometimes of facing difficult times alone. What do I mean? I don't know about anybody else out there. I'm talking about real life. I am in no contact with my family, and both of my parents are transitioned. And so, this time of celebration, there are moments where I wish my mom were here. I wish I had that outside of all of my wonderful people out there, because y'all are my family, y'all are my chosen family, but I have some family that I wish were a part of my life to experience this great moment. And the reality is they are not here, and I cannot bring them back. And so I have to grieve that loss. I have to grieve that void is not there. And so, a lot of you who may be going through situations, who may be going through a form of depression, have you allowed yourself to truly grieve? And I don't mean just grieve one time, but I mean grieve several times, because grief is circular. Grief is something that comes and goes. Grief can be over a relationship. Grief can be over a past. Grief can be over a regret. Grief can be over loss of any kind: a job, a moment, a gig, a friendship, a love. But a lot of times we just get up and go, and we go, well, I'm okay. Well, I know they dumped on me. I know they ragged on me. I know they talked about me. I know they stressed me out. I know they stole from me. I know they took from me. But you know what? I'm okay. I'm just going to bounce up because I'm strong. I'm independent. I'm going to get over it. I'm not going to let nobody keep me down. But then you go on and you don't even take the time to grieve the pain, to grieve the hurt, to grieve the experience. And sometime later, you find yourself in moments of despair and depression, not knowing why. Define your emotions and sit in them. Now, I encourage you. There's something called an emotional wheel. You can Google it, and it has a circle of emotions around it. A lot of times we just don't know how to define what it is that we're feeling. So instead of defining it, we sit in it uncomfortable. But have we defined the feeling that we are going through at the time? What do I mean? Do you feel distant? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel uncomfortable? Do you feel lost? Do you feel isolated? Do you feel confused? Do you feel impacted? Do you feel sojourner? Do you feel unflattered? Do you feel unpretty? Come on, emotional wheels. Come on now. Listen. Take this little emotional wheel and journal your emotions. How are you feeling? And do you have the tools? Give yourself the space to find the emotions and give yourself grace. Look at your neighbor and say, give yourself grace. Easter is coming up, and this is one of these big family holidays. And I'm missing my maternal grandmother and grandfather real bad this week. Listen. I encourage you to miss them. I encourage you to feel what you are feeling with love and give yourself grace. Give yourself the space and the capacity to not have to be strong. I just got chills when I talked about it. Give yourself the space to cry. Give yourself the space to grieve. Give yourself the space to not be strong. Depression doesn't have to be your kryptonite. Okay, what do I mean? You don't have to lock yourself in the house. You don't have to hide from social media. I see so many people. I'm gonna take a break from social media. I'm gonna lock myself in the house. I'm gonna hide from everybody. I'm gonna turn off my cell phone. That works for so long, but at the end of the day, you still have to face life. You still have to face people. And I'm here to let you know that number one, if you have the right tools, if you have the right support, that you can go through life and not be debilitated by depression. Okay, what do I mean by that? What are your tools when the season comes? Because for some people, depression is not long term. Depression comes in waves. Depression comes in moments. Depression comes in times. You can be fine for months and weeks and years, and in this moment, in this time, the wave of grief comes over you. Do you have the tools? Do you have the tools when the waves come? See, you can't do anything when the wave comes, but if you have the tools before the wave comes, what do I mean? Do you have your lifeline? For some people, let me tell you what my tools are, because I told you I'm sharing my journey. My tools are therapy. I'm big on therapy, but listen, if you can't afford therapy, that's okay. What are some of your favorite hobbies? Do you have a trail you can go for a walk? Do you have a route you can go to drive? Do you have a place where you can go? For some people, you can go on the computer and just Google a beach and look at the beach. Do you have a sound you can listen to? What are the tools that you have? Do you have people on your phone line that you can call and just sit in silence and listen to? I want you to really take the time right now and just come up with a little toolkit, your mental toolkit, that in case of emergency, in case I can't help myself, in case I'm feeling so low that I'm not going to know how to get myself out of it, what does my toolkit look like? What are the phone numbers? Who are the people in the toolkit? What are the activities in the toolkit? Maybe I take a nap. Maybe, for me, I like to take baths. Anybody who knows me, I take baths. I take lots of baths. I work out also. You know, I work out to lose weight. I work out to be cute. I'm very grateful. But also, I work out for my mental health. If I were to be completely honest, I work out to feel better. You know, I done been through a lot of shit. I'm gonna have to write a book someday, okay? I don't look like what I've been through, but I done seen some things and done some things. Some of it's gonna go in a book, the other part is gonna go to the grave. But I've been through some stuff that definitely has some PTSD on it, okay? And so I have tools. You know, I go to the gym. I give myself space. I take mental health days. I'm great on meditation and breathing practices now. And also giving up alcohol for me. For me, let me say again, for me, was something I needed to do so that I could really deal with my emotions. Let me park right here. A lot of times, the addiction is not just alcohol or weed or drugs or things of it, but the addiction to me, this is Daryl talking, anything that is causing you distraction from real life and facing real life. And a lot of times for people, we forget about food, we forget about shopping, and we forget about church. The things that are used as a coping mechanism, the things that are used as a dependent, right? That takes our focus off of the problems, off of things we may be facing. And the reality is, after everything, after the drink, after the blunt, after the church service, okay, that's a whole conversation right there. What you are dealing with is still going to be there. So you got to face it head on or sideways, however you want to deal with it. But you're going to have to deal with it. Okay. I got a few more notes. And we're good on time, too. I'm loving this. Appreciate the good days. It's a little song. What's the song say? God has not promised me sunshine. That's not the way it's going to be. But a little pain mixed with God's sunshine, a little rain, so that you can appreciate the good times. Be grateful, for it will be all right. Listen, appreciate the good days. What do I mean by that? Anytime you have a good time, anytime you are smiling and laughing, put those moments in the memory bank. And what do I mean by that? So when you have the rainy days, when you have those times when you're feeling low, you can go into that memory bank and go, you know what, today's a sucky day. You know, my heart is broken today. You know, I don't want to go out today, but I remember the time when I spent some time with Daryl. I remember the time when Daryl sang Be Grateful on the Daryl Walters show. You know, I remember the time when I was spending time with my maternal grandmother and she used to bake cookies. See, this is why it's so important to stay present in those moments that bring joy to your heart. So that on the days when you're feeling low, so that on the days when days just suck, you can go back in your memory bank and go, you know what, today sucks. But I know that I'm going to have days where it's like the time that I spent with my daughter, the time I spent with my mom, or the time my friend called me, or the time I took myself out and loved on myself. Appreciate and enjoy those moments, because those are the moments that you can put in your memory bank. Y'all said same, Daryl. Thank y'all. That when you're feeling down, you can go, you know what? I remember that time, you know, Daryl made me laugh. Daryl made me smile, and I just want to follow him and sow into his life and send him $1 million. You never know. Everyone, if you live long enough, how much time I got? 9 minutes. Everyone, if you live long enough, will go through a form of depression. That's just me talking. You're gonna have a time where when it's just a down day. Okay, depression. Sometimes it's long term for people. You know, when you have PTSD from childhood and just traumatic things that happen in life. But the reality is, everyone is gonna go through a depressed day, a depressed season, a depressed time, and that is okay. The idea is what you do with those days when they come. We live in a society where we want to be happy, where we look at social media, we look at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and I don't know what else is out there, Twitch, and all those other things. And we look at these lives that people are living and as if they're happy all the time, as if their life is perfect. And their life is not perfect. There's so much going on behind the scenes. And we have to just not get in the habit of glorifying these lives, but rather just appreciate someone's life, knowing that, listen, that's not all of their life. And for many of you out there, listen, a depressed day, and maybe it's somebody that you know, but a lot of times people get depressed and it's, oh my God, it's the end of the world. I ain't gonna make it. You know, people make dumb decisions because of depressed days. And I had to tell my friend, and I tell people all the time, don't make a short-term, a lifetime decision based off of a short-term experience. Okay? So many people suffer in silence because they'd rather be strong than honest. People would rather lie in silence rather than be honest in truth. Okay. So many people, you say, what's going on? I'm okay. I'm fine. Everything's fine, because you're scared you don't want to be hurt. You're scared you don't know who to trust. You know, but at the end of the day, a lot of people who are living this lie of everything is okay, the only person that you are truly hurting is yourself, because there's so many people who want to love on you. There's so many people who want to be there for you. But as long as you have that wall up, as long as you have that blockage up, as long as you have that line of defense up, everything is okay. How can anybody get in to love on you? How do people gonna come in? You say you want a relationship, but every time you can't trust nobody. How? How you gonna find a man? Lord, let me leave it alone. Some people out there are single. Okay. We'll talk about it next week. All right, y'all. Listen, my goal was that my transparency, my sharing with you just helps at least one person out there. I just truly want to let somebody know out there that is going through a dark time right now that this is not the end of the world, baby. Don't you make a dumb decision because of how you feeling this week, okay? Don't you go, I'm just going to just speak this real quick. Don't you make a dumb decision because he broke your heart. Don't you go there because you want to get back at somebody, okay? Don't you make a dumb decision out of your depression, out of your hurt, okay? Because you're better than that. You're better than this moment. You're better than this dark time that you're going through. And maybe you can share this with a friend. Maybe you can share this with a loved one that you know needs to hear this little piece of word, this little piece of encouragement of how to handle depression, how to really deal with it. See, some things we got to fight head on. I know a lot of you are in church or grew up in church, and we've been taught for so long to take it to the altar, take it to God. But some things God said, I put on you because you can handle it. He said, I formed the weapon because I knew you would get through it. Oh, come on, somebody. He said, the mountain is there because I know you got the strength to climb. Baby, you keep wondering why this is happening to me, why I keep breaking down, why does it feel like the sun is not shining? But I came to let somebody know, the darkest hour is before the break of day. You at the break of day. You right at sunshine. You right at the finish line. You right at the edge of glory. You are right at the edge of your breakthrough of laughing and smiling and living life to its fullest. Don't give up. All right. That's the Daryl Walter Show. Listen. I want to thank y'all so much for following me and listening to this show every week. I appreciate everyone out there on this 1 year anniversary of being alcohol free, but more so, I thank y'all for loving me in a way that really does this black man's heart real, real good. So I will see y'all next week, and thank y'all for listening to the Daryl Walter Show. All right, I gotta go. Peace.
Thank you for watching Pyro Media Network. For more information, please visit pyromedianetwork.com.